case, let Nigeria stop owing workers in their embassies worldwide. Foreign reports has it that 450 foreign service officers in about 109 Nigerian missions abroad have yet to receive their salaries. For how long? Over the past 6 months. One of Nigeria's iconic newspapers, The Punch, recently reported that officials serving under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs are in financial distress and cannot pay rent and children's school fees or meet other family and social obligations because they are yet to receive their salaries for the past 5 to 6 months. An embassy or a high commission is the main office of a country's diplomatic representatives to another country. The diplomatic mission or foreign mission is a group of people from a state present in another state to represent the sending state or organization officially in the receiving or host state. A key purpose of an embassy is to assist citizens of its home country living, working, or traveling overseas. Embassies and their branches, called consulates, are necessary for both routine administration and emergency situation, or help citizens become citizens of that country where they reside. Embassies help to build and maintain political, commercial, and cultural relationships. As it stands, Nigeria has reportedly a total of 76 embassies, 8 consulates, and 18 other diplomatic representations in about 94 countries around the world, 45 in Africa, 16 in Asia, 3 in the Caribbean, 20 in Europe, 10 in the Middle East, and 5 in North America. My verdict: do we need all these embassies in all these countries? Or can we run as few embassies as possible so we stop owing our compatriots in foreign lands? I so submit.
Beautiful. I think this is actually a wake-up call. You know, as much as is despicable that Nigerian the federal government is owing its staffers in different parts of the world. At the same time, I equally want to question the reason why President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for close to 2 years now had not, deemed it fit to appoint ambassadors even in the first place. You see, this is when we talk about deficit in leadership. When we have a leader, right, it is natural that because there is leadership, every other thing runs. Imagine if we had ambassadors representing Nigeria in all of these embassies, about 109 of them. Issues of allowances, I don't think, would not be a problem. The federal government has been owing them for 6 months. And in that length of time, we've not had ambassadors. Right? So what we have are maybe secretaries or whatever it is representing us in such consulates, and it's a big problem because we don't even know who to channel our problems to when we do not have ambassadors, because it's very important we understand what these ambassadors do. They are like our eyes and our ears. When we have diplomatic issues, the ambassadors are those responsible to taking care of some of them. When we have internal problem, right, internal publics, it is the ambassador whose responsibility is equally to take care of some of these problems. And one amongst them is the allowances, you understand, that's being owed. So it still boils down to the table of the president. And since this administration, May 29, 2023, it's been one mistake after another, a roller coaster of mistakes, that we Nigerians just wonder why we would continue to do trial and error in an administration that's been there for close to 60 plus years. This is the first time I would love to believe that over 2 years we've not had ambassadors, and ask the president or those within the corridors of the presidency why that is so. Nobody has answers to you. Maybe they are waiting for a situation where they will still do their normal transactionary sort of appointment to decide who they give such portfolio. But I think it's truly very despicable, like I did say before in my opening submission, that Nigeria should be owing staffers their salary for close to 6 months. Couple of years back, not even couple of years, just last year, just before this administration, the federal government actually gave foreign embassies, about 53 of them, like 2 weeks to pay their ground rent, amounting to about $5.83 million in Abuja, right? And told them that if they don't pay such ground rents, that the allocation of such lands will be taken away from them. So this, brings to the question.
Foreign embassies in
Yeah,
Nigeria.
foreign embassies in Nigeria.
And then what are we now doing?
Exactly. And we can't even pay our own, staffers, money that's due them. It's actually very, very appalling.
Well, let's take Barrister Ofele from the Rabbi. Your take on this topic, please.
Yeah, if I get you very clearly, because I'm trying to piece my case together. Your case is largely on foreign mission, right?
Yes, owing their staff for about 6 months.
Yes, and the debilitating condition that rises across the Nigerian stratosphere in industrial disputes. One of the undoing of our government is its inability to cater for the workers who supposedly are the engine room for both internal and external appropriation of governance. Now, you are talking about those on foreign mission. Even those in municipal missions, those in the country, there are a lot of sectors where you have the same issues. Are we talking about pensioners? Are we talking about those who work in strategic places? And the many times that the government have made things difficult. Are we talking about NLC? I think NLC is warming up for a strike now. Or ASU, or which part are you going to talk about that you don't have crisis and conflict around? Okay? So part of why Nigeria is not growing is the debilitating condition under which our citizens work. And that is why corruption is in high places, because people are not sure. There's no even industrial stability in terms of labor security. So people want to grab as much as they can grab at every point in time. If you go to the root of this lack of payment for 6 months and all that, corruption is underneath it. Someone is using that money to trade, or some persons or group of persons are using that money to trade. Not like the money is not available, but the bottlenecks and the unnecessary, staggering administrative procedures that make things cumbersome and difficult is the reason you cannot piece this together. And the ripple effect of this is that it now put us in a point where we're not able to meet up with so many things, even internationally. We're not able to meet up. I mean, and at the same time, we'll be asking that we want investors. We want investors to come in. And these investors that you want to come in, they're looking at your governance pattern, your administrative system, and how you go about governance. And they can't really understand governance here. So they're not going to come because the ones that are here are living on the basis of the same issues where there's corruption in the power holding industry, there's corruption everywhere, police everywhere. They're not able to stay. They're not able to stay, so they leave. They are asking that new ones come, and you're not on a new leave, or you're asking for new ones to come and all that. So our problems are cumbersome. And I think that these people should be paid, okay? And the government must look intensely into what will grow the Nigerian state, what will bring it back to glory. As I speak to you, there's no plan, there's no structure, there's no strategic roadmap anywhere as to how to grow Nigeria and bring it back to glory. There's nothing like that. All you have is just they'll tell you that this government is working so much that the government will subsidy in a few months or a few years' time. You see Nigeria will come back, it's good for it, and all that. But things are getting worse by the day. Cost of living is not even as defy economic principles and the rest of that. So If the government want to show us the way out, they should do that and do that quick. And they should make sure that we get to a point where we're able to reclaim the glory and then show forth to the world, because we are being disrespected all over the world. The only reason why we're respected is because of entertainment and sports. That's the areas where we're respected all over the world, entertainment and sports. Other than that, if you're talking about any other issue, nobody really cares about.
Okay, thank you, Barrister. From the discussion in the studio, you can see that it's down to corruption, administrative poverty, and possibly a lack of welfare of workers. I think all of these are direct messages to the right quarters. When we return, Juror Evans will be breaking down the Senate spar between Senator Natasha Akpabio and Senate President Akpabio. Please stay with us.
Middleman.